It's my last wedding season, so get ready with me to go do some wedding makeup. Some eye cream. This is a must. If you have dry under eyes, it's going to make your concealer look so much better. I also thought, because I think I'm getting engaged this year, maybe we'll do an updated how I would do my makeup if I was getting married, like wedding makeup tutorial. I always prep and prime my face with a gel moisturizer. That's just my cup of tea, and I'm not doing anything crazy today, but we could go all out for the bridal makeup tutorial. You know, this bride is having an Alice in Wonderland themed wedding, so she wants like a pop of blue, which I don't get brides often that don't want something just completely neutral, though I do think this isn't her first wedding, which is fine. I just always notice that my brides that it is not their first wedding are much more adventurous than their first wedding bride. We're gonna wear a hat today because my hair is a little crazy, but I don't can't be bothered. I'm a makeup girly, not a hair girly. And I'm just using a little Q-tip with micellar water on it to clean up the gel that is around my brows. We're gonna use... Man, it is so hard to keep a straight face when stuff like that happens on camera, but we're gonna use the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. Just a little bit of it. I haven't prepped my face with this in a long time. You guys know I don't really believe in primers, so if I have the opportunity to not wear a primer, I'm not going to. Skin prep to me is the most important. And truly, like, the skin gripping primers, the sticky tacky primers aren't making your makeup last. You're just spending more time prepping your skin, which is making your makeup stay and look and last better. It's all about technique, but that's a hot topic. I also have the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Velvet. I got it in Pure Hollywood. It wasn't sent to me, but I'm excited to try. Now that the brow gel is dry, I'm gonna go in with the NYX Brow Pen Snatch and Lift. This is the quickest, easiest way to get a brow. And if you have very, very, very blonde, sparse looking brows, this is going to be your best friend. Just make sure you get it in blonde or taupe. Now I'm always carving out my brows, always. It just looks so much cleaner and nicer when I clean and carve them out. And if you struggle to get like a nice structured brow, I promise you, don't skip this step. Like, fill in your brows, even if you're happy with them, go in and carve them out with concealer. I like to use the Maybelline Fit Me because it is like a light to medium maybe coverage, and it blends out really well, and the formula is super, super easy. A little goes a long way, so it doesn't look like that stark, harsh, dark like brow, but it's going to make your brows just look so much cleaner. I'm going to be using the House Labs foundation today because it's so good, and I'm really craving some like light makeup, but also just like really good looking makeup. I have been a ride or die for the L'Oreal Pro Glow Infallible Foundation for so many years, but this foundation is so unique. Genuinely, I have never tried a foundation or any foundation that's even similar to the House Labs foundation. It is just so moisturizing, yet skin-like, yet it covers. It's just, if you haven't tried this, please try it. Get a sample and try it out. Your life will be changed. I've never had a foundation like change my life or stick out. Like, usually it's just good or it's bad. There's something about this that is just so unique. I will say the tier is very unique as well. It is Korean, and it's just very, very like, I don't know, skin-like and lightweight, but it doesn't have like the moisturizing, like jelly like looking consistency that this one does. And honestly stunning, gorgeous, never been done before. Lady Gaga. I'm gonna prep my lips with a little bit of this lip mask I got here off the TikTok shop. This is also Korean. As always, the Tarte Shape a Tape is just, she's that girl. I'm also thinking about going to Ulta today. It's been a long time since I bought makeup because your girl doesn't need makeup. Like, I don't need it, you know, I've got plenty. But sometimes I just crave wanting to try a few new things, and I was watching a few other like professional bridal makeup artists last night's videos and just seeing like what it is that they use and that they recommend, and that they're like, you can't not have this in your kit. Something that's also really crazy to admit is I've never tried a MAC Cosmetics product. The only thing I've ever used is their Fix Plus spray, and it was someone else's, and I just used it, and so I feel like that doesn't really give me like a very true representation of MAC products. Never used their eyeshadows, anything like that, because at the time of the beauty craze happening, I was like 18 or 19, and I lived on my own since I was 14, and I did not have the money to buy anything MAC, and it seemed out of reach, out of touch for me. Anywho, I really want to try their powder, maybe like their powder foundation to brighten up the under eye or something like that. I think that would be fun, and I plan on doing so many makeup looks this winter. I just wear more makeup in the winter. Okay, the Milani Cheek Kisses, you guys. I have these in two shades, 120 and 110. 110 is the perfect contour shade. This is 120, so it has some warmth for it. But 110 is so, oh my gosh, these are so creamy, so blendable, but they add that depth. They just look so, so good. You can see this one's a little bit more cool and this one's a little bit more warm, but they're about the same depth. But I'm going to use the one that's just a little bit warmer today, just considering I did like self-tan my body and stuff, and I want a little bit of warmth. And I've been applying it in the middle versus starting right here and drawing a stripe lately. I've been applying it right here and then kind of just pushing and blending it out. And I'm using the same foundation brush I use. This is Huda Beauty's foundation brush. Didn't love the foundation if you've seen that video, but loving the brush. So that's what I used to apply everything today. And yeah, this just adds a little bit of warmth, but also that shadow, and then I don't have that harsh line or mark. And I'm just feeling like when you get older, there are things you have to change about your makeup, and that's something that I've changed recently. Then I'm gonna go into shade 110 on my finger just a little bit here, and put this on the sides of my nose. And always you can go over everything with your beauty sponge just to make sure it's blended and flawless. It's my favorite trick if you're trying to get a face done quick. I'm a poet. As always, the Makeup Revolution translucent setting powder underneath my eyes. It just is super finely milled, a thin formula that doesn't cake up or crease, and just looks stunning. Then I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Peach Pie Powder on the rest of my face. Now I absolutely could use the Makeup Revolution one on the rest of my face. There's no reason I can't or shouldn't. I've just been loving putting this one on the rest of my face. It makes me just, maybe it's because it makes me feel bougier using two powders, I don't know. But this one has a little bit of color payoff, so it's going to add a little bit more coverage than the truly translucent one that is the Makeup Revolution powder. I can't believe I skipped liquid blush, but it's fine. I am gonna add a little bit of this NARS Laguna bronzer just to bring that definition and warmth back to my skin here. And this is much more of a bronzer than it is a contour. I'm constantly looking at my makeup as I do it and being like, okay, what do I need? What should I add? What did I lose definition-wise? I use my tried and true Milani Luminoso blush. This is so old, but so good. And I definitely have always said this will be part of my wedding day makeup because the glow that it gives is just so radiant and beautiful and so natural looking. And it photographs so well and just looks so beautiful, and I like to add a little bit of residual to the rest of my face. A little bit of this bronzer on a big fluffy brush and run this through my crease very lightly. No way, shape, or form do I want to do a part 2, or did I have intentions of doing a part 2, but I have way too many steps left in my makeup to fit this in part 1. I'm so sorry. Please go to part 2 if you want to see the finished look.